Yes. So with the that was the distinguish it from other continents. With the coming of invaders from Central and West Asia, there was a change in the term used to describe the subcontinent. The Persian accounts of the period refer it to as Hind or Hindustan, as I had told you earlier. Hind in Persian is derived from the Indo-Aryan terms Sindh and Stan, means land. Sindh and Stan. Stan means Sindh and Stan means here land, so it was called Hindustan. In the 13th century CE, Hindustan donated areas around or beyond the Indus River. The subsequent rulers of the Sultanate and the Mughal periods referred to the realm as Hindustan. Often it referred to the geographical regions of northern India from the Himalayas to the Deccan Plateau and from Punjab to Assam. So we are getting east, west, north, south all together. But as time went on, as we came more closer towards the path where we are, our constitution also started using Hindustan and Bharat, as well as it was called India. The term has also been applied at other times for the entire Indian subcontinent. In Sanskrit literature, the country is called Bharat, as I said just now. The Indian constitution uses both India and Bharat to describe their country. So in our laws and court of laws, we can either call it Bharat, we can call it India. So this is our country. This is how we know it. And we are the only country again in all over the world that has an ocean under its name. You must be knowing that. That's the Indian Ocean, right? So we are very proud to be Indians. We have got a huge ocean also as well. Now the sources of history. We know that historians use information from different sources such as literature, coins, paintings, inscriptions, etc. To write about the history of a country and archaeological sources for the study of medieval India. Some oral sources for this period are also available. Oral sources are people what said, like stories. Like our grandfather tells us about stories. My mother used to tell me how she used to go to school, how they used to live, how they used to travel. My dad used to tell me how he used to go to school. He used to before children had to walk a lot. My dad used to tell me that he used to walk 7-8 kilometers to go to school. Still, there are few children in the remote areas. Remote areas means where there is no source of transporting and it's very far away. And children do study, go walk and study and come back again. So they go out in the early mornings and they come out in the evening. Some children go by cycle. So it's all about, I'm giving these examples to you as per your age so that you are able to understand, and when you are writing your notes, you jot it down in that way. Now we get information from literature, from books. We read a lot, like we are reading now. This is also literature. So when we are reading English, we are reading Hindi, we are reading Sanskrit, or we are reading any religious book, or we are watching any movie, and we are going into National Geographic, into history channels, we come to know that what people have written. We come to get a lot of historical books also written by famous authors, which we come to know information about a lot of things. Then we have coins. You have these coins, you always come up with this coin. Sir, look at this coin. This is from 1918. This is from 1921. This is from 1942. So some children have got that habit of collecting coins, which is a very good hobby as well. They can get information. We see the difference of the coins, printing, the texture, the material, isn't it? So that derives from older things. We can come to compare with our new things. Okay, suppose I am wearing a watch today I am wearing a Fitbit. You guys have seen me, I wear a Fitbit. So before that, we didn't have Fitbit watches. The heartbeat and all, we used to not know my pulse rate, how many steps I'm walking. This was not there before. So history has developed. It has got progressed. Okay. So this is how we come to know from things. Paintings. Paintings is all about, again, you know, the paintings which happened at that time, what type of brushes they used. They do it with fingers. We have painters in India who do abstract painting, which they call, they just dip their hand in the colors and they start painting all over the canvases. They make huge paintings. We have Maqbul Fida Hussain is one of the another famous painters of India. And we have painters during that era also at the old. How did they paint? Their paintings were more beautiful. How do we come to see these things? When we travel on tour, or we just want to visit a historical place, we go and see. Like if you go to Taj Mahal, you will come to know. If you go to Red Fort, you will come to know how people did things. And we come to know that questioning attitude is there inside us. Okay, so it's like that. I'll come back in the next video again.